Reading books that are lower rated by other booktubers. What could go wrong? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today we're going to be reviewing 3 books that I recently read based off booktubers' lower ratings. So I picked 3 books from 3 booktubers. I read them. They gave them lower ratings, and then I thought I would share my personal opinions. So let's go ahead and just jump into this video. The first one that I read was actually Bunny by Mona Awad. This one I read off 2 things. One, my friend Rain is actually hosting a read along. I will link her channel, her video, and all the information down in the description as well. Also, I read this book based off Gwen because I think she gave this a 1-star rating. So I was really curious. It's a very polarizing book on Goodreads and BookTube. So I thought I would kind of read it, see what the hype was about, and share my thoughts on it. So before I give you my thoughts, let's go ahead and discuss what this book is about. This one follows a girl named Samantha who goes to this college, and she's kind of a loner, doesn't really fit in. She has like 1, maybe 2 friends, and then there's this group of girls that are in the same like program in her school, and they're kind of weird, kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it, like prissy, I guess you can say, but they call each other Bunny. Like they're always like, Bunny, I love you. What did you do last night, Bunny? Oh, I was with you, Bunny. Kind of weird like that. Well, one day she gets an invitation to hang out with them during their smut salon, and she kind of falls deeper into the rabbit hole of like what the bunnies are about and exactly what it is. I'm not going to give any spoilers because I'm just going to let Rain do that over on her channel, but this book is definitely weird. Like so weird that I don't even know how to describe it without spoiling it. I ended up giving this book 2 stars. I was actually on the fence of giving it 1 to 2 stars. And I gave it 2 stars because I did enjoy it, kind of. Like, I was definitely wanting to figure out exactly what was happening. But this book was just a little too weird for me. Like, I probably wouldn't want to read something very similar to this. And I do typically like weird books, in my opinion. But this was just just way out there to where it just was not my cup of tea. Let me just say that. If you like weird, kind of like horror, semi-cultish books, go for it. I think it's worth the read if you're curious of what the hype's about. Definitely go for it. Sorry, I had to fix my lighting because it is just such a rainy day. So if the lighting changes, just roll with it, okay? All right. Next, we all know my good old friend Jacqueline over at Weeby Bookin. She recently read and did like a video vlog style on reading your favorite thrillers, I think is what it was called. And there was one book in there. I did a live show with Gabby on her channel over thriller books, and people kept talking about this book and I've never heard of it. So I decided to pick up I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Thought this was also perfect because it's exactly 210 pages. So this was a very easy read. Not only that, the print is ginormous. So this is a very fast-paced read for me. I think Jacqueline gave this a 3-star, maybe a 2-star. I'll have to double check. I'll post it right here what exactly she did. But this book is, again, it's hard to explain without giving too much away, especially since it's only like 200 pages. But you follow this girl who's on a road trip with her boyfriend. They're going to his house, his parents' house, for her to meet his parents. And in the car ride, she talks about how she's thinking about ending things with her relationship with her boyfriend. And after she meets her super weird parents, they stop at the school that's nearby, and then things just get like super creepy and crazy. Now, I think she didn't like this because it's very open-ended. Take it, you can kind of like interpret it your own way, and has a very ambiguous ending, and some of the chapters are super weird. I would recommend listening to the audiobook as well. I listened and read at the same time. That's typically how I like to read my books if I can. But this book was so interesting and weird, but like in the best way possible, in my opinion. I ended up giving this 4 stars, because once I actually finished it, I was very confused, but then like as I like thought about it, it kind of made sense. But this book was very creepy. There was a part where I was literally like scared to keep listening to the audiobook because it was raining, it was dark in my house, and it was just super creepy. But also the overall ending was very sad. I will say that. I'm not going to give too much away. But if you like ambiguous endings, you like a book that actually makes you think, I would highly recommend this one. So I do disagree with Jacqueline. I really enjoyed this book. I can't wait for more people to read this that I know personally, so I can like talk to them about this and see what they say. Also, it appears that's coming to Netflix, so that's another thing. So I would recommend this book. It's a very short read, so again, I don't think you're going to miss out. So, all right, the next book that I want to talk about, I actually borrowed from my friend Kayla, and she loves Michelle Campbell. Like, loves Michelle Campbell. I tried to read one of her books. I wasn't a big fan of it. So, but I know Jacqueline likes Michelle Campbell's because they're kind of like an easier read thriller. But I recently watched Gabby do her tier ranking of thrillers, and she actually put Stranger on the Beach like dead last. I can't remember exactly what her star rating was. I think it was a 2, but I decided to give this one a shot because this one did seem a little interesting to me, just because I love kind of like beach reads, but also like in a thriller sense. So I'm going to read the synopsis because I don't want to, like, it's hard to explain because I hate spoiling and giving spoilers away to people. So I'm just going to read the synopsis. That way I'm truly not spoiling it because it's on the book. Carolyn Stark's beach was supposed to be her crowning achievement, a lavish, expensive space to showcase what she thought of her perfect family. But things may not be as perfect as they seem. Her husband is lying, her money is disappearing, and there's a stranger outside her beach house. As Carolyn's marriage and her carefully constructed lifestyle begins to collapse around her, she turns to Aiden, the stranger, for comfort and revenge. After a brief and desperate fling that means nothing to Carolyn and everything to him, Aiden's infatuation with Carolyn, her family, and her house becomes more and more destructive. But who is manipulating whom in this deadly game of obsession and control? Who will take the blame for someone ends up dead? So yeah, basically Carolyn's life is basically falling apart. Her daughters went off to college. Her husband is lying to her. Money's running out. So she decides to seek revenge and basically have a fling with this much younger guy named Aiden. And I think he starts to become very obsessive and, you know, has this idea that she's in love with him, even though she's not. And then like, it's a very cat and mouse game. Unfortunately, like the other Michelle Campbell book, I was not a fan of this. I feel like it's a very easy read. However, I felt like it's a great build-up. However, once you get to the midpoint, things just start to fall apart. It becomes a very basic thriller. Like nothing like new happens, in my opinion. You know, just didn't like or connect with any of the characters, and I just felt like this was not worth it, in my opinion. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Let me know in the comments if you've read and what your thoughts were on any of these books. I would love to hear them. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. It's @readingwithjess_, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any bookish content. And as always, I hope you're doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.